Gonna need something stronger than tea. Okay, that's good. Hi, all my book peeps. It is Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm here to tell you about the latest memoir that I read, and it is the Crystal Hefner memoir. You know, she's the girl that married Hugh Hefner, and it is called Only Say Good Things. Now, I thought this memoir was actually really interesting, and it just kind of validated probably a lot of the things that we would have thought about Playboy and Hugh Hefner. As you know, Hugh Hefner, is the CEO, the brainchild of Playboy magazine, which ran for quite a number of decades. Hugh Hefner died in 2017. Now, Crystal, she was part of the Playboy empire, if you will, for about 10 years. And she married Hugh Hefner when she was 26 and he was 86. So definitely quite a bit of an age difference. She met him at a party. Apparently, the only thing you need to do to get invited to a Playboy party is send in a picture and an email. And a few hours later, bam, she was in. Now, Crystal fell very much into the same trap that a lot of young women do in Hollywood, that they realize the casting couch, if you will, comes calling very quickly, and you either jump on board or you find another means. Well, she jumped on board, and I found that that was a very similar correlation with another memoir that I read, Corinne Stevens. She was that 1990s video vixen that slept with a lot of rappers or whatnot, right? Now, one thing that I felt was really interesting though is that this memoir where Crystal Hefner and all those other little young girls that have, slept with Hugh Hefner, a lot of people are talking about their victims, he took advantage of them and all that good stuff, right? But you have Corinne Stevens, I didn't find a whole lot of people talking about she was a victim. But in this book, she talked about a lot of the things that, I kind of thought about the Playboy mansion. She said that the mansion is, glamorous and glitzy and beautiful and all of those things. But you know what? It's really a glamour, okay? You have baby oil all over the place. You have people doing a lot of debauchery things. In the Playboy mansion, you can pretty much order any and everything you want as far as with food from the kitchen, any hours of the day. Just a really great paradise for, people on the surface looking at it. You have a bunch of parties. Apparently there were theme nights, movie nights all the time. On Sundays, it was Sunday Fun Day. All these scantily clad people just coming around. Everybody's just trying to get close to Hugh Hefner, if you ask me. Tons of celebrities, and she actually mentioned a few. She said that at the parties, she saw like Corey Feldman, Jack Nicholson, Pauly Shore, totally tubular. David Hasselhoff, Baywatch there, Paris Hilton, all sorts of people. So really great fun spot to be in if you're a guest. She also talked about that down the street there was actually another little house. She called it the halfway house for playmates and girlfriends. So, once girls kind of rotated out of the house, they had another place to go before they totally, went bye-bye. So she said that the mansion really hadn't changed much since the 1970s. It was basically this time capsule, and that is the way that Hugh Hefner liked it. Now, the Playboy mansion itself was actually sold off way before Hugh Hefner's death. I guess there was some billionaire that wanted to have a piece of the whole Playboy empire and actually bought it prior to his death with a contingency. He got to stay in it until he died. So then after that, everybody had to find a whole nother place to stay, and that included Crystal. She also talked about how everything in the house revolved around Hef, which, rightfully so. I would have thought that as well. And she said he got really upset when things didn't go his way. And for the most part, he liked to stay home. And so if you were the main girlfriend, you stayed home with him. And he only really left the house if there was something revolving around him, like he was going to be honored somewhere or something like that. And also, whenever they left, he always bought his own food. So you go to this 5-star gourmet restaurant, yet he's going to bring his own food, and he always ate the exact same thing, which is pretty interesting. So maybe that was something with his diet. I don't know. She also talked about his pajamas that he always wear. He likes to be comfortable. Yet those little pajamas that he had the girlfriends wear were like real cheap material. She also spoke, of course, quite a bit about Hugh Hefner. You know how you have all those rumors about the sex orgies and all that stuff? Very much true. Apparently, Hugh Hefner liked to have 5 in the bedroom at the same time. But she also said that he was extremely selfish. It was all about him, not about pleasing the women. And he would just kind of tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm done. And then he would finish himself. He loved some baby oil, apparently. And he had a little box with all these toys that he would bring out. I think pretty much he just kind of liked the idea of the power of having these girls do all these different things. But he himself just seemed like he just kind of had a formula and was going with emotions. The whole idea of this powerful, sexual prowess man. But it doesn't really seem like he took enjoyment from the act itself. And apparently he liked to take a bunch of pictures and photos of all the girls, half naked or naked actually. To me, it seemed almost like it was like insurance or something like that. I never heard anything about him blackmailing anybody, but that's basically what it sounded like. And she said that there was apparently holes drilled into the wall so he can spy on people. She also said he had a bit of an opioid addiction, which I had never heard of before. And she did say that ultimately he was an insecure man that kept all of these women around just to prove to himself that he was the man, which I can see that. Look, he has the Playboy empire. I mean, come on now. That's an image he definitely needs to keep up. And as you age, you're not the same person. And he definitely tried his best to resist aging. But, it catches up with all of us, that's for sure. She did say that he was very trusting to a fault. So he definitely had a nice team around him. Although many times these people did take advantage of him. Now, to go along with the whole idea that the world revolved around him, she said that he pretty much hoarded any and everything that had to do with him. Like, he had whole teams going around every day scouring magazine articles, newspaper clippings, television programs, and he saved all of that stuff. Apparently, in his storage facility or whatnot in Iron Mountain, he has like 3,000 scrapbooks of material. That is excessive. Like, what are you gonna do with that stuff, man? I guess that's a legacy in storage, collecting dust, because who's gonna go and get all that stuff? She also said that he was very cruel at times. Like, he was constantly judging women. I mean, hence it's Playboy. But constantly judging women. Him and his brother would score women about like 1 to 10, things like that. Now, she also said that there was rules to the women that he liked, okay? They had to be, blonde hair, blue eyes, really trim and fit. And he had a salon on speed dial to make sure these girls fit that particular image. She also said he was kind of low-key racist and didn't like the brown variety. And they were not the preferred people that he wanted in his magazines. She also said that he did not believe in protection. So, it is what it is, right? She also said that he utilized the girls in the house, including her, to bring in other girls for this group sex that he loved to have. She also said that the girls got an allowance. So apparently a girlfriend is a job. It's not an actual relationship. Like, she was never in love with him. None of them were. They respected him, but, you know, it was more kind of fear in the position, right? And you're always fearful that somebody else is going to come take your spot, okay? But you got an allowance, which is not as much as I thought it would have been, okay? She said it was $1,000 a week, and he made you ask for it, even though it's something you constantly got. He would have a little box and they have to come in and ask, hey, can we have our allowance? And he would count out $100 bills. Now that is definitely demeaning. So that's part of his power and control he liked to have over the girls. And he made sure that you spent that allowance on getting this image that he wants you to have. So he kept track of your spending. He wanted to make sure that the girls didn't bank any money so that they could potentially leave him. She also talked about how, although you can kind of come and go as you please, as far as with the girls, there was a 9:30 p.m. curfew. And I think that was probably just to make sure that they weren't out in the streets trying to find some other opportunity and find other men. So Hugh Hefner was a bit of a controlling dog out there. She also spoke about that show, The Girls Next Door, which I personally like the show with Holly, Kendra, and Bridget, okay? But, you know, this is Crystal, so she came in after them. And she was saying that the show tried to drudge up this conflict between her and Holly, because, you know, she replaced Holly as, you know, lead girl. But she said she never had any trouble with Holly. She also said that Hugh Hefner got paid $400,000 per episode for The Girls Next Door, yet they got no money whatsoever. So that's definitely very shysty. Overall, I thought this was a really good memoir. You learn a lot about Hugh Hefner, and you see the dynamic that he has with the girls in his life. It's Playboy. Like, to me, I didn't expect anything less. She understood she had a role to play, and she played that. But she was loyal to him. She did take care of him, and especially when he got older and, you know, couldn't take care of himself. It's so funny I say older because he was old when she met him. But anyway, and that is this book, okay? I really enjoyed Only Say Good Things. I learned a lot. Like I said, it validated some things for me, you know. I've seen a few Playboys back in the day. Apparently, Playboy is no longer in print. It stopped printing in 2020. Which I had thought it had stopped printing a long time ago, but you can still find it online if you're interested. So let me know if you've taken a look at Playboy in the past. Let me know if you've ever been to the Playboy Mansion, if you've ever met a Playmate. If you've ever been to one of those old Playboy clubs back in the day, let me know. I'd be interested to see. If you ever been to one of those parties too, that probably was a riot there, okay? Okay, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.